How's it going, guys? It's Friday night. Back out in the garage just for a few minutes. Not much is going to happen tonight, but I will show you something. It seems sealed did lay out pretty flat. That's not bad. Could live with that. I think we did a quality repair there. Going to talk about door hinges and why we're still sitting here with the door like this. Let me just put this on pause a minute and straighten up. Okay, here's the deal. I gave that a light sanding. I etch primed. I'm only concerned where the hinge goes, even though I got in between and above and below it. Okay, so wherever the hinge rides, there's going to be etch primer there. Same with the hinges. The hinges are partly done. That's what the dilemma is. A game of basic cleaning. I can't get everywhere. I'm actually going to sandblast the rest of these. Just looking for something. Here we go. These hinges are actually pretty decent. Okay, there's very little movement in these hinges. There's always going to be a little up and down, but there's very little movement in these hinges rocking. Okay, this is the part that goes to the body. This is the part that goes to your door. This right here is the pin that hits when you open the door all the way. They got the curve in it so you can get to that bolt. So many words. Okay. What wears out on them? The bushings. Okay, now I know a lot of you GM guys know because they welded your hinges on for some reason. Never understood it, but okay, here's the deal. It's like a door hinge in your house. You can see that little knurl up there, which is like a wheel stud. Okay, you actually tap it and you press it out. Okay, these pins are heat treated. That's why they're black. Okay, now two things wear. The pins wear and the bushings wear. If the bushings are still intact, usually the wear on the pin is minimum and it's on the bushing. It's when the bushings disappear and it's steel on steel that you start to have problems. Now you can see that tiny little shiner right there. Okay, and the tiny little shiner right there. Obviously that's where the bushings ride. Now you can see there's no shiner on the other side. Okay, and I measured that. Okay, and the difference between the main part of the pin and that, okay, is 1,000th. 1,000th. So that's how much wear I have on it. The other one, which we'll get into a second, I have 2,000ths only on the lower part. Okay, so you take the pin out, you split your hinge. There are your two bushings. Okay, just like that. Now, if this was a normal car, you could just get the bushings real quick, easy, and you're on your way. Turns out I found bushings that have the same outside diameter, so that would be after you slide the bushing out of your hinge, the same outside diameter, press it in. But the pinhole is a hair bit bigger, and I don't even mean a size bigger. This is 5/16. It's not what you call 3/8. It's like an oddball thing. And one of the guys on the forum takes those bushings, he puts them in because you get them decently cheap. You get them right off the help rack. He gets the pin that comes with it, and then he drills this out to an N, I think it is. One of those oddball drill bits that you use to tap. Okay? Or I found somebody selling the exact bushings, but they don't come with the pins. Okay, now there's plenty of kits out there for all sorts of cars that comes with pins and bushings. There's one guy that likes to drill these things out, so that means you have to drill out the body or this part of the hinge to press the bushing in. The new pin is going to be bigger, so that means this end you have to drill bigger. Okay, and you have to get that one pretty exact. You have to get them all exact. But you have to get it so on the bottom part, it's not all massively sloppy. But yet when you put this in, this is a press fit in the top. Because when you open and close your door, you want the pin to turn. If the pin's spinning here, okay, you're just going to destroy this. And the bushings won't even work because it'll be the path of least resistance. So So after weighing all my options, first my AMC brain kicked in and said, okay, we got to buy bushings and I got to start machining. I went to Ace Hardware. Ace Hardware has mint bushings there, like that tall. Okay, they take a nice 3/8 pin, which is a size bigger than this. They're really nice and not porous and crappy looking. They don't look like they were made, overseas, if you know what I mean. But I would have to drill this and go to a bigger pin. And what I've seen people do is you buy a long grade 8 bolt to where the threads aren't where you need them, and you nip them off and you use the actual bolt, and it's a nice fit. Okay, and that's a hardened bolt. Okay, so you don't want to use a regular bolt. Okay, but then when you look in the door, you see a bolt head, and I really don't want to do that. And then after you do that, you need a way to secure it. I mean, I've seen things that have pins here, but like little clips, but you have to have a way to keep it from spinning, is the bottom line. It has to be pressed in. So then it's more and more work. It makes a small project, a big project, and that's not the purpose of what we're doing here. This door actually opened and closed mint. I just started to look into them. Let me put it this way, if all the bushings were like these right here, we wouldn't even be doing anything. Unfortunately, one of my bushings is almost gone. Okay, now, these hinges are the same, but they're different. I like that expression. I like when people say that it's the same, but different. Okay. Oh, oops, we got it backwards. Nobody said nothing. I was listening. Okay, there's the hinge. This is the body. This is the door. Your door's closed. Your door's open. Okay. Now, if you look, there's an extra hole here. There's the extra hole filled with a wheel. Okay. Now this one's the same thing, except it's got this strange looking bar on here in the wheel. Okay, which this wheel actually spins. I can turn it with my hand. Okay, it's not that loose. There's a wave washer in there that adds pressure to it. So when you open up the door, it only goes a little bit, and then it has to pass that, and that's what holds your door open all the way. Now, later model hinges have two of these. So you have that partial and then full. Okay? Now, this is the lower hinge. It doesn't matter what side of the car it's on. It could be on this side of the car, or it could be on this side of the car. One the wheels on the top, one the wheels on the bottom. Same thing. And if you look at them, it's the same exact hinge. Here's the notch out for that wire. And there's the piece for the wheel, which is the part that you can't change. That's wedged, and I don't know where you'd get the wheel anyway. But in other words, this part of it can be interchanged. Okay, so now let's pop the pin out of this one, and I'll show you what the deal is. Now this one had 2000s, where on this side, this was the lower part. On this side of the car, the pins are pressed upward. On the other side, they're pressed downward because the hinges are flipped. When I put the car together, they'll all be this way. Okay. Now this one here, the upper pin is good, has a little bit of wear to it, very slight, but the lower pin, actually, when I pressed on it, it crumbled. It's so thin. Okay. You can see it broke apart, but the pin never made contact with this. It was on its way. And you could only imagine the load that's on that lower bushing to compress this, because I can't do it by hand. Because when you put this back together, I tried. Okay, I can't get it past that. So you can only imagine if you want to bend this, whoops, to get that wheel past it. Okay, you can see how much you got to do it, how much load goes on that one bushing, and that's why that one bushing is shot. It's not from opening and closing the door. It's from this thing getting whaled. And I'm sure as it's pushing this one this way, the top is going that way. But regardless, because of that, is the reason I went online last night and I ordered myself 8 bushings. So they don't come out this easy. This is the only one that comes out this easy because most of it's gone. Okay, the other ones will definitely require a little more tapping than that. So I'm going to take these apart like you see. I'm going to give these a quick blasting inside. We are going to prime these. Okay, we are going to assemble these. Picture it, there you go, assembled. We are going to do full alignment of all the panels, which we have to at this point. And then when we're done, we're going to pop the pin and take the door off and leave this on the car. So when we are done working on the front doors, we could just come back and put the pin in. The back doors have that weird, strange hinge. That's all coming off. You know, that has to come off the body. But the back door is very easy to deal with because it's right out in the open. The front door is a little bit more of a pain in the butt because of the fender, and much harder to align and stuff like that. So I just figured I'd let you guys know that. That's not going to stop me from working, but it has had me on the internet the last 2 days trying to figure all this crap out. Okay, I'm glad I'm getting bushings that are supposedly the right size. Okay, the hinges are from 77 to the last year they made the Eagle. They list them all, so these hinges fit an Eagle, a Concorde, a Gremlin, a Hornet. Okay, and that's what size this bushing is. It's different than the other AMC cars, and it's apparently different than everything else. So if worse comes to worse, I can drill these. The next one up they use is a Ford. I can drill these, but it's like I said, it's a lot of work, and you got to get it straight. And a lot of these guys make a jig that's a plate, and they clamp it in their drill press, and they use, the way I've seen it, or the way it was explained on the NCM forum by one of the moderators, is he uses the original size drill bit. Okay, and he goes down with the drill press until it fits in there perfect. Then everything's tightened up. Then he takes that out and he puts the correct size in, then drills it. That's how he jigs it. He uses the smaller drill bit, the correct size for the smaller bushings. So, like I said, I don't want to overcomplicate this. If they were all like this, we wouldn't even be talking about this. So really, 2 bushings and we could be back on the road. The door was shut, and I'm sure the passenger door is even better. And I can count how many times I've opened the back doors. We all only opened to go to the swap meets. So, okay guys, with all that said, with the super long stupid video, we got Rage Ultra, a gallon of Rage Ultra, and we got a quart of Everglass, which is door glass, Bondo glass, your ass, which I'm going to use on the back side of the repair on this door on that weld. Okay, and I am going to skim the front weld, and probably all that's going to remain is anything low spots of the weld, where you grind. I just want to waterproof it, and they do claim on it that the Everglass is waterproof. I want to test that. I'm going to test that against regular Bondo. I'm going to soak them, and I'm going to find out which one absorbs water. I know regular Bondo absorbs water. I want to see the difference. But with that said, I'm going to work on the dent on the front of the door, because I can knock out 95% of that without having it even on the car, and then do the final tuning when it's on the car. But the back patch, I can't touch, because I don't know if it has to be tweaked. You know what I mean? I don't know if it's fitted and how off it's going to be. Okay, so we have to do a lot of body aligning between now and then. But where the hinges fit here, you got the same thing going. You got that surface rust and crap. We have to, I'll just take care of just the whole front right here. I'll DA this front down, and we'll etch prime this. So when the time comes, I can just bolt the hinges on. Obviously, this door is going to have to be stripped a little bit more, as well as all the doors. All the doors, the rubber has to come off, and all the doors are getting, they're going to be repainted. Because even the white we use is going to be a different shade of white. And This has a lot of surfacey looking rust all over them, so we might as well make them as clean as we can. Do a decent job. So, hopefully you see some action happening out here quick. This was a very long video, so I'm going to just call it here.